So this video is all about my massive struggle to become a freelance filmmaker, freelance cinematographer, DOP, however you want to call it. So this is not a fancy B-roll visual video. It's just me sitting in front of the camera telling my story. See it as a podcast, but then without someone asking me questions. So in November of 2018, I quit my full-time job and I worked as a content marketer and a camp manager for a brand that organizes surf camps on the coast of Spain, France, and Portugal. Basically, people go there to learn how to surf and to have a good time. This sounds like a dream job, and although it kind of was, I was working with friends only. Even the owners felt like friends to me, and still I felt like I needed to do something else. I felt like I needed to pursue this creative thing inside me that wants to get unleashed. So I did, and I quit my job, and I got depressed. I fell into a black hole, and I had no idea how I ever on earth was going to pursue this, because first, I didn't finish my bachelor degree. I quit. Second, the only work experience besides Surfblend was me being a snowboard instructor. So I felt like I was worth nothing. How the hell am I going to become that next big, great filmmaker, if I have no portfolio, no experience, and all that stuff? So that made me go crazy. So I figured the first thing that I needed was to buy a camera. So I bought a Sony A7S. A Sony A6500 and a Sigma 35mm 1.4 and a Sigma 16mm 1.4. And this is basically the kit that I started off with, and it is still a very, very great and favorite kit of mine. But that is not the topic of this video. No gear. I kind of asked people around me if I could make videos for them. And yes, I did this for free. There is this massive debate going on either Instagram and Facebook in these groups I'm in, that people are going nuts over not having or not being paid for your jobs. If you're a beginner, be grateful that you get the opportunity to shoot a video for free and learn as much from it as you can. Because doing a video for free, the client will never go crazy on you for making a small mistake. They'll probably be stoked on whatever you make for them. And just grab these opportunities and go for it. That's what I did. I did free work for almost a year. I didn't get paid for anything, and it was always for I got a water bottle for a video, or I got new skateboard wheels for a video. All these things that just right now sound crazy perhaps, but at the time it was so nice because I could learn. But of course I needed to make money. So I started to do snowboarding again, and I made, I think, 10 euros an hour as being a snowboard instructor in Holland in these massive frozen domes that we built because we don't have mountains. But on the side, I tried to get as much experience in the film industry as possible. But I still felt like being a snowboard instructor and doing film didn't really work out for me. So I started to work as an event builder because I thought that was a bit closer to the media world, because I couldn't get into that media world. It's extremely difficult if you don't have any contacts. So I put down 600 chairs and I built up stages for music festivals for a couple months, and I made 17.5 euros an hour as a freelancer. And that may not sound like a lot, but I could make long days, so I could make some money. And at some point, I just found something. I just posted something in a group in Holland with a lot of these professional film people. I don't know how you can explain that, but I just asked them hey, I'm Sjoerd. I just really want to work in the film industry. I have no idea how to get there, but is there somebody that wants to help me? And I think 2 days later, I got a call from the owner of that group, who was also a recruiter for the media world. And he kind of told me that, hey, man, we are searching for a video editor for Zoom In, which is a brand that does something with documentary. Till this day, I still don't know what they're doing, but and I said, yes, of course, man, it'd be my honor to be a video editor for you. Let's do it. So I had an interview. They were stoked. I was stoked. I worked there for a couple months, and I hated it. I thought it was terrible. I got super demotivated. I felt like the life was sucked out of me because just video editing in general. It's not necessarily about Zoom in, because I really enjoyed the people I was working with, but man, video editing. So I quit, and I moved to Amsterdam, and I found a new job. That was being a PA, production assistant. If you don't know what a production assistant does, it's basically you get coffee, you get water, you get cookies, you get whatever for people on set, so they don't have to leave the post. Can imagine a cinematographer director cannot suddenly mid-take go to the toilet and drink something. That's why a PA is so valuable on set, because he just goes around the whole crew and asks them, hey man, do you want some water? Do you want some coffee? Maybe I can get it, all that stuff. So that's what I did for a Dutch film. And the thing that most people don't really think about is that you actually get a front row seat to whatever goes on a film set. So I spend my days observing and analyzing every step the cinematographer and director made. Why are you placing that light there? What is that airy thing? I just asked everything. I just asked every single thing, and people get crazy over the things I asked, but they answered, and they were polite, and they saw how much I wanted it. So that was fun and all, but at some point I got another offer. A friend of mine sort of talked me into his team on a 5-day commercial shoot. Just for your reference, in Holland, it's usually that commercials are double paid as film. So for example, I was paid 150 euros for a day as a film PA. Now, that was for 10 hours, 12 hours, 13, 14, 15 hours, doesn't matter. Fixed fee, 150 a day. As a commercial PA, I was making 275 euros per day for 10 hours. And after those 10 hours, I got 150% on my hour fee. So 27.5 euros an hour. Suddenly, I was making more than 350 euros a day because these days were extremely long. And that opened my eyes, and I was mind blown that I could make so much money while having so much fun at work. And that was kind of the moment that it just stuck to me. And I just didn't want to go back. And that was exactly what I needed, because I saw something that was so nice. I was working with so many great people, and the vibe on set and the dynamic, was so crazy. We were going everywhere, to the beach, to some houses that I've never seen. It was amazing, and that's how I kept on doing it. I'm a very social person, so I make contact easily. So that's how I got a lot of people in my network quite fast. So after that job, I was invited to do a art assistant job for Vodafone. And that's where I met a very lovely art director named Anke. And she actually got me into so much work. She and I clicked, and she asked me on so many gigs and so many cool jobs. And I suddenly wasn't a PA anymore. I didn't have to bring coffee or do all that stuff. And I was building things. I was painting walls. I was laying down carpet. I was doing all these crazy things in order to build a set for a film. And that was also so interesting because I learned something new. And of course, on my downtime, I'd spend every minute next to the DP checking what he was doing, absorbing everything. And this went on and on and on. And while I was doing all these things, I was still making videos for YouTube. Because that's one thing that I forgot to mention. I started my YouTube somewhere in July of 2019. But the idea of starting a channel came after I quit my main job on November of 2018. So I was still trying to put out work and trying to create things and upload it to YouTube. And that is, of course, what you still can find on my channel. It's all these videos about self-development, but which is kind of fun. Anyway, so that is how it went. And that is how I was able to make money on set, learn a lot on set, and still had a good time. And then came home after hours of work and still found the motivation to write scripts or think about ideas and just sometimes even film something for YouTube as well. And at some point I thought about, all right, I know a lot now. Yeah, so I spent every day, every minute of the day searching online for cinematography tips. I ask cinematographers, I just see what they're making, I see what they're building, I know why they put these massive 18Ks outside the window and blah, blah, blah. So I thought about, all right, it's time for me to step up my game and find people that I can make videos of. And I started with my father. So I made a video of my dad doing his work, basically, repairing watches. And after that, a couple others came, and I noticed an extreme passion for documentary filming. I just noticed how much fun it is to tell a story and be able to connect that with some beautiful, stunning visuals. And that's how my passion that I still hone today comes from, basically. So it's quite interesting that just by experimenting and allowing yourself the time, but also having a good foundation can help you to sort of develop your own style. So yeah, I found people that I could make videos of, and slowly but steadily, I got more paid jobs for video. People, they, started paying me 200 euros for a event video, 300 euros for an after movie, and all that stuff. So it slowly started to build up, and that was a lot of fun. I suddenly was making money shooting video, and it couldn't be better, I was making money as an art assistant, as a BA on commercials, and that was just a lot of fun. And suddenly I noticed that I was making more money creating videos for people than that I earned with PAing or being an art assistant. So I slowly started to say no to these jobs and focus more on creating videos, because as every creative out there knows, that if you have a full 5-day week on an office, it is very hard to motivate yourself or be creative. You really have to like your work if you want to be able to stimulate your brain in order to create things still. So allowing myself more time, I was making less money on a monthly basis, but I was more creative, more productive. My YouTube channel started growing rapidly, and I just had more fulfillment from creating videos and making money with YouTube than that I, stand 15 hours on a set getting coffee for people, which is still fun, but it was not something that I really enjoyed doing. So right at the verge of this whole thing, I was feeling like I was going to make it. I was making good money, and then boom, COVID-19. Everything was lost. I remember on March of 2020, I bought myself a new 3,500 euro MacBook because I needed it, and I was going to go to Switzerland and film for a brand in Switzerland, which made me a fair amount of money, and that was all gone. So I had a MacBook, couldn't return it, had no money because that job was canceled, and all the other jobs that were lined up were canceled as well. And from that moment on, things changed. And crazy enough, it changed for the better, because of COVID-19, me and my buddy Frank started to work together. We had a emergency plan to make money, and that is building preset packs for Lightroom and selling it online. And as ridiculous as it sounds, it kind of worked out. We played par, I think, but it is a very interesting thing to do because we learned a lot from it. And the good thing is that we learned how to work together. And the great thing was that Frank has a lot of clients from his photography background, and I had quite some clients from my video background. So we merged those together, and suddenly we had a lot more work when these 3 months of lockdown were over. And from that day until right now, things completely changed. We now ask like 2,000 or 3,000 euros for a day of filming, and it is just an insane contrast in what we used to do, you know. And it's insane that you can make a living of something that you truly enjoy. So if you're listening to this video still, we're at like 17 minutes, sorry, and you are kind of hesitating if this is the right step for you, if you feel like you can make it, if you're a creative person, if you have the drive, go for it. Try it, you know, try to find the motivation to do something that you truly enjoy. And I mean, don't let anyone hold you back. The first video that I uploaded on YouTube was the scariest thing that I've ever done, because people were so mean, you know. They were like, man, why are you doing this? Why are you putting yourself out there like that? It's so dumb, blah, blah, blah. And I kept on going, and right now it feels amazing. Because it feels like I am achieving something. Although it goes really slow, as recording this video, I have 6,000 subscribers, but it is incredible that 6,000 people decided to follow my journey, you know. Honestly, if I didn't pursue this job, or if I didn't pursue this life, basically, because I gotta be honest, it's kind of a way of life, I have no idea what I would be doing right now. I mean, there is nothing in the world that I enjoy more than filming. Of course, going for surfing, surf trips around the world is perhaps more fun, but I'm not a pro surfer, so I cannot make money doing surfing, you know. So this is such a reality. No, it's not the right word. It's such a realistic thing, you know. It's a real job. People really pay good money for it, and it's something that I enjoy. So please go out there, do it, you know, go for it, grab yourself by the arms and just go for it. Okay, enough go for it. This is it for this video. It's a long one, I'm sorry. Hopefully you made it out all the way. If you did, let me know. Write something completely random in the comments, maybe, so I know that you saw this part. And I see you guys next week with a proper video with some B-roll and some good storyline, nothing made up on the spot. All right, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, mostly, because I assume you just put this on a different window, maybe. But yeah, great. Thank you for being my subscribers. Thank you for being my viewers. I appreciate each and every one of you. You're legends. Thank you.